Do you ever come to realize how much of damage the Westernization or the introduction of the Western culture has done to the Melanesian culture here in Papua New Guinea? Well, if not, here it is. Before the introduction of the Western culture, or before the first contact of the house world, Papua New Guinea has a very unique culture, Melanesian culture, that is embedded deeply and rooted down with discipline. And it has the underlying foundation of what we call the Houseman system. Well, the Houseman system is a system whereby boys, say at the age of 10 or at the age of 11, 12, are taken into the man's house where they are taught on how to do gardening, on how to look after pigs, on how to look after chicken, on how to build a house, basically on how to be a man in the Melanesian community. So after a very considerable period of time, the boy has to be initiated into the world of manhood. And in a similar fashion, we have what we call the housemaid. So these are the girls spending time with the mothers, the elder women. They will be initiated from girl into womanhood. And you know what happened to this beautiful Melanesian culture when the Western culture is being introduced into Papua New Guinea? The white man came and he said, now make some education income, make some school income. So you forget about the houseman system, forget about the housemaid system, send all your kids to the classroom. Get educated, go to a college and university, graduate from a college and university, you get a good decent job, you live in a fine house, and salary, wages, fortnight, you own a car, you live a good decent life. So now, all these poor people here, they believe, they buy into what those people say. So they sent all the kids to the classroom, and they did away with the houseman system, the housemaid system. So now all the kids are sent to the classroom with high hopes. Unfortunately, the education system, our education system that they introduced, is such a system in place where only a few were selected from the community schools into the high schools and into the secondary schools. And what about those who cannot make it through the system? They're thrown back into the village. And how can these people end their lives in the village? Because they have not been initiated, or they have not been taught and trained in the houseman on how to do gardening, on how to build a home, on how to look after a wife. They don't know. So now you expect that kid to go back in the village and settle down. No. We call them dropouts, or sometimes we call them failures. Nobody is a failure. Nobody is a dropout. It is the system that makes them or label them. Everybody was created unique and special with their own talents and gifts. So those people that got back to the village, now they found out that they cannot live in the village because all the soul will make them garden. All the soul will make them house. They sit back and watch their colleagues who have made it through the system. Now, have made it into the university's college, they graduate, now all got decent job, fortnight, and they are roaming around with a good life. And now is the time back in the village? Their ego is haunting them. So to pay back the ego now, you see, they came to realize that no, the education, the promises that the education, the so-called modern education has given them is just empty promises. So now to pay back the ego, you see what is happening to our youths on the street. They switch to drugs, illicit drugs, criminal activities, robbery, you name it. This is because our education system has failed them bitterly. This is because the first context from the outside world, the Westerners who came here, they made a very, very, very big mistake to brainwash our ancestors, our Tungunas, to do away with the Houseman system. And now you see, very big moral decay, social problem. Just imagine, what if the housing system has been incorporated into the education system? Just imagine how this country will be.